They say you're much faster than I am, Harold tells them. Then Fallon says to him, and mind, I can see...
Whiskey.
Whiskey?
That's right. I'd like a whiskey. Why, is there something wrong with my having a whiskey?
Oh, no offense, George. It's just that we've never seen you take a drink before.
I know. Just... You want to leave it? Just leave that here.
You better go easy.
Why?
Well, too much of that stuff when you ain't used to it put you out of your mind.
Well, it put me out of my mind, huh? Well, that's... You know, that's exactly what I would like. To go out of my mind. Mine's so full of women's dresses and candy, count books. Man doesn't like to be stared at when he's drinking.
Where was I?
They was just facing one another.
That's right. Well, there they were, sizing each other up. You don't give a man much room, do you, Fallon says. No, not when they say he's faster than me, Harold says. And with that, they went at it.
About the fastest gun I ever saw was Wyatt Earp.
Wasn't supposed to be a man alive could stand up to Billy the Kid.
Well, it's my opinion. None of them was as fast as Harold. Now, you know how fast Fallon was. Well, he hadn't a chance. Not a chance.
Where was Fallon hit?
In the throat.
It's awful hard to outdraw a man and hit him in the throat.
Well, now, that's exactly what happened.
You've got the collar buttoned to prove it, haven't you?
That's right. That's right. And there it is for all to see.
I'll tell him what Fallon said and then what Harold said. And then what Fallon said and then, then what Harold
What's gotten
said.
into you today, George?
Some people just don't like gun talk. It kind of upsets them.
You know, Harvey, I just kind of figured you'd have something like that to say. You see, Harvey thinks a lot less of a man if he doesn't wear a gun. Isn't that right?
If a man doesn't want to wear a gun, that's his business.
But if he doesn't wear a gun, you don't think so much of him.
Oh, come on now, George. I never heard Harvey say any such thing.
He doesn't have to say it. Harvey, let me ask you something. Did you ever draw that gun on anybody? Harvey, did you hear what I said? I said, did you ever draw that gun on anybody?
Never had any cause.
That's right. The only thing you've ever drawn that gun on is a rabbit or a coyote.
You got Harvey wrong, George.
Oh, no, I haven't. Not as wrong as he's got me. Look, is there anybody here who knows anything about pulling a gun? Look at the way you're wearing that gun, Harvey. Way up high like that. You don't wear a gun like that. You wear it down low here, strapped to your leg. And when your hand falls, it falls right on the grip, right about here. You see? And when you whip it out in a fast draw, it clears the holster. The way you've got that gun tied on you there, you never get it out of the holster. Now you, Carl, with your fancy twirling and all that nonsense, sure, you're real good. You're real tricky with that gun. Real fancy. But that doesn't mean you know how to shoot it. McGovern, I'm going to tell you something, McGovern. You don't shoot at a man's throat. You go for his chest or his belly. You go for the broadest part of a man's body. I mean, this... You know, you're pretty good at horseshoes. At least you think you are, Harvey. How many hours a day do you practice? Will you tell me that? How many hours? Maybe one? One, Harvey? Well, how many hours a day do you think you have to practice to be good with a gun? I'll tell you, Harvey. 6 hours a day. Every day. For years.
You seem to know an awful lot about pulling a gun, George.
I do. You think you saw something, McGovern, didn't you? You thought you really saw something. All right, I'm going to tell you people something that's really going to make you really set up and take notice. Do you know who I am? Do you have any idea who I am? I'm the fastest gun alive. Faster than Wyatt Earp, faster than Billy the Kid, faster than Fallon, and faster than the man that killed him. You don't believe me, do you? You don't believe me, do you, Harvey? All right, let me have that gun of yours.
You're drunk.
Carl. How about it, Lou? Let me have yours.
No, George.
Well, that's the best one I've heard in years. The fastest gun alive. Him, George Temple.
Now, what do you suppose he's up to?
I don't know. George Temple's just about the most peaceful man I ever met.
My guess is his wife will put him to bed and let him sleep it off. Come tomorrow, you won't remember a thing about all this.
I hope you're right.
All the same, he ought to be careful who he stands up to. Everybody won't be as patient with him as I was.
Now it fits. I kept asking myself, how can it happen without the gun? Now it all fits. You told me you threw it away. You swore it. You said you threw it in the deepest part of Miller's Pond. You described to me how it sank. George, don't do it. Don't do it again.
I think I just sell dresses and candy.
What difference what they think?
They've got to know who I am, Dora. I have a gun of my own. You see it? All of you see it.
I hope you're not going to cause any trouble, George. We don't want no trouble.
Now, look, George.
Look, you just stay right where you are, Dale.
Are you going to cause trouble, George?
Brian, I want $2 silver.
Sure, George.
Brian, I want you to count up to 3. And at the count of 3, I want 2 men to flip a silver dollar up in the air. Del, will you flip one?
There isn't a man alive who can shoot $2 silver while they're still in the air.
How about you, Lou?
All right, George.
I've got one more here. Who's gonna throw it? Who's gonna toss this one?
I'll flip the other one.
All right, Eric, do you want to step down here? Lou, over here. All right, Brian, start counting.
Sure you wouldn't rather wait till tomorrow, till you feel better.
I'll never feel better. Start counting.
All right, George. 1, 2,
3.
Here's one, he hit it.
Here's the other one. He hit it plumb in the middle. Plumb in the middle.
Harvey, now do you believe me? I don't think you do. All right, you step right out here. Right out here, Harvey.
George.
All right, you hold that beer mug out in front of you, Harvey.
Now look, George.
Right out in front of you. That's too high, Harvey. Just a little lower. A little lower. That's fine. All right, you drop it anytime you like.
The drinks are on the house. Help me behind the bar, Lard.
Sure will.
We're drinking to you, George.
Where'd you ever learn to handle a gun like that?
You weren't always a storekeeper, were you, George?
And I thought Denny handled us fast. Why, if he was to draw on George here, he'd be dead before he could touch his gun.
Gentlemen, I used to own a place in Dodge City, so I seen all the top guns. Earp, Masterson, West Hardin, I seen them all. But I never seen a faster gun than was fired here today. Never.
To George Temple, the fastest gun alive.
George!
This gun, look. It's notched.
Yes, it is. 6 times.
6 times. That means he's killed 6 men.